Hey guys, Zangetsu 134 here, bringing you Kamen Rider Build Episode 8 review. So this one kicks off right after the events of the last episode, where they had found Takumi Katsuragi's mother, and asked her to find, so that they could find the flash drive containing all of the data on Takumi's last project. However, when they finally do get it, they're intercepted by Blood Stalk and Faust after they had rescued her from being turned into a smash. In doing so, Ryuga and Sento fight against Night Rogan's Blood Stalk, and Blood Stalk eventually giving up the flash drive to Ryuga purely because of the fact that he believes that Sento and Ryuga will create a weapon that Faust can use to create a Kamen Rider military system. When they find it, they reveal that it is in fact data for the project Build. So we have more plot thickening. Once again, Blood Stalk is probably the most interesting part of this arc so far, having been the fact that he willingly gives up the flash drive to Sento and Ryuga in the hopes that they can figure out what exactly was on it and build whatever they need so that Toto can finally get a Kamen Rider military device. As find out that Night Rogue basically wants the military device because he feels that the other two nations want to team up and use their military power to bring Toto to its knees because of the fact that it has the better economy of the three. We get a lot of stuff about Takumi Katsuragi and his mother, which, well, I don't mind. It's probably not going to be super important to the plot, other than we learned about Takumi as a person, that he probably started doing the experiments because he wanted to prove that his father wasn't crazy. His father was apparently the one that showed off the Pandora box, and due to the Skywall incident, was deemed a failure and a kook, and in doing so, that got too much to him and he killed himself. So Katsuragi took up his father's work so that he could prove that his father he could clear his father's name. All right, there we go. Sorry, my back's a little sore. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah. And so Sento and Ryuga come to his mother, hoping to get the data, and she says, "I'll give it to you only if I truly believe you're trustworthy." Unfortunately, they get attacked by Night Rogue, who takes the mother so that he could get the data first. However, she tricks them by giving them a fake one, and is unfortunately turned to a smash, which thankfully doesn't last long, as Sento revives her from it using his newest best match Hedgehog fire truck, which is actually kind of cool. I like that he used it. Its finisher is it injects water into the opponent to inflate them, and then the spike basically pops them like a balloon by over-inflating them. It was an interesting best match. We also got to see the pirate bottle for a moment as he scrambles through to try and find a best match as quickly as possible to reset the law of victory. As the smash had also been enhanced to the point that Ryuga could no longer damage it like he did the first time with the full bottle, because it was one that they had seen before. Also, once again, we see more of Blood Stalk being the interesting character he is, that he wanted Sento to build whatever it was that was on the flash drive to and Ryuga to test it, because they're the only two that could really do so because of the way they can increase their hazard levels. And like I said, it was an interesting fight, particularly Takumi using his techniques in a way to at least distract Night Rogue enough that he can get Blood Stalk and the flash drive away. And once again, we see Blood Stalk just give it to him. I I keep going back to that, but it's just such an interesting idea. And probably the other one was that not Night Rogue, Blood Stalk. Shoot, I always this is was that Night Rogue. No, was that because Blood Stalk keeps going against Night Rogue's wishes, but at the same time he clearly has. An idea that as to what they should do to stop or at least prevent Bloodstalk from or at least prevent Night Rogue from getting what he wants most of the time. But I don't know. It's interesting just because Bloodstalk is doing all this stuff. One of my thoughts is that Bloodstalk is perhaps the cafe owner that Sento is living with, just because of the fact he seems to be undermining Night Rogue at places, but also still wanting to see the results of the experiments come to fruition. We also kind of got a hint that I at least it's a theory to me. I'm probably wrong, but I noticed how Sento seemed to really like the egg rolls that Katsuragi's mother made because, as Ryuga pointed out, they were way too sweet. But Sento ate them like crazy, and we never got a point where he's like they really were too sweet. But the mother made them with so much care. I like them anyways, or something like that. I wonder if perhaps Katsuragi's mind had been put into Sento's body during the events of his capture and turn into Kamen Rider Build. It may not be that way, but I find it interesting that he also liked the egg rolls. So I have to wonder if perhaps that, as stated, I don't really think Sento is the one that killed Katsuragi. Maybe in self-defense, but I can't really believe that. I almost wonder if if that's the reason why Sento is so smart, as he was originally like a rocker and like a punk. That maybe like they killed him, but they had preserved Takumi Katsuragi's brain and like either put it in Sento's body or fused them together in some sort of way. But yeah, that's my own theory because I always wondered how Sento got so smart. Maybe he already was that smart, but he decided he wanted to be a rock star anyways. It's not really made clear. But yeah, no, this was an interesting episode. I really enjoyed all the plot elements that was introduced in this episode. I'm curious to see what the experiment will lead to. I think it's leading to this thing that's supposed to attach to the build driver. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's a different type of full bottle. It's not really clear what's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to it. This show has really gone on some great mysteries so far. But yeah. So yeah, that was my review of episode 8. It's basically just a finish up of like an episode to finish the arc that they had just finished. Looking forward to episode 9, especially because I think we're going to finally start seeing more of what exactly the military weapon is that, the fact that what the military Kamen Rider stuff is about. I think we might get a little bit into why perhaps that Sento's scientific acumen may also be dangerous if in the wrong hands. So yeah. That's it, guys. I'm sorry this one's a little bit shorter than my other Kamen Rider build reviews, but this episode was really kind of short. Not like short in time, but just because of the fact that they were kind of wrapping up story elements a little bit so that we can move on to the next arc. So yeah, but it was a good bit of closure because we still have more mysteries, but we definitely got a little bit of closure. So I will appreciate that. But anyway, guys, that's my review of Kamen Rider Build Episode 8. I'll see you all next week for the next one. Until then, guys, take care.